Saul's rash oath. Now Israel's fighting men were distressed that day, for Saul had placed the people under a curse, saying, "Curse the man that eats any food before it's evening, and I have been avenged on my enemies." So none of the people tasted any food. All the people of the land came to the forest, and there was honey on the ground. When the people came into the forest, there was flowering honey, but no man put his hands on to his mouth, because the people feared the oath. But Jonathan had not heard what his father made the people swear. Therefore he put forth the end of the rod that was in his hand and dipped it in the honeycomb. Then he put his hand to his mouth, and his eyes were brightened. Then one of the people answered and said, "Your father surely made the people swear, saying, 'Cursed is the man that eats any food this day.'" And the people were wary. Then said Jonathan, "My father has troubled the land. See how many eyes have brightened, because I have tasted a little of this honey. How much more and the people had surely eaten freely today, for of the spoil of their enemies, which they found. But now the defeat of the Philistines has not been great, and they struck the Philistines that day from Michmash, Allah, and the people were very wary. The people rushed upon the spoil and took sheep, oxen, and calves, and slew them on the ground, and the people ate them with the blood. Then they reported to Saul, saying, "Look, the people are sinning against the Lord by eating the blood." And he said, "You have dealt faithlessly. Roll a great stone to me this day." Saul said, "Disperse yourselves among the people, and say to them, 'Bring to me here every man his ox or sheep, and slaughter them here, and eat. But you shall not sin against the Lord by eating with the blood.' And all the people brought every man his ox with him that night, and slew them there. Then Saul built an altar to the Lord. It was the first altar that he had built to the Lord. Saul said, 'Let us go down after the Philistines by night, and plunder them until the morning light, and let us not leave a man of them.' And they said, 'Do whatever seems good to you.' Then the priest said, 'Let us draw near here to God.' Saul asked of God, 'Shall I go down after the Philistines? Will you deliver them into the hands of Israel?' But he did not answer him that day. Saul said, 'Come here, all you leaders of the people, and observe and see how the sin has come against the day. For as the Lord lives here, who saves Israel, even if it is in Jonathan my son, he will surely die.' But there was not one who answered him from among all the people. Then he said to all Israel, You will be on the one side, and I and Jonathan my son will be on the other side." And the people said to Saul, "Do what seems good to you." Therefore Saul said to the Lord, the God of Israel, "Give a perfect lot." And Saul and Jonathan were taken, but the people escaped. Saul said, "Cast lots between me and Jonathan my son." And Jonathan was taken. Then Saul said to Jonathan, "Tell me what you have done." And Jonathan told him and said, "I indeed tasted a little honey with the end of the staff that was in my hand. Here I am, I must die." Saul said, "May God do so to me, and more also, for you will surely die, Jonathan." People said to Saul, "Will Jonathan die, who has worked with great salvations in Israel?" "God forbid. As the Lord lives, there will not one hair of his head fell to the ground, for he has worked with God this day." So the people rescued Jonathan, and he did not die. Then Saul went up following the Philistines, and the Philistines went to their own place. Saul took the kingdom over Israel and fought against the enemies over the side, against Moab, and against the Ammonites, against Edom, and against the king of Zobah, and against the Philistines. Whatever place he turned himself, he defeated them. He gathered an army and struck the Amalekites, and delivered Israel out of the hands of the plunderers.